The Culture Pop Podcast is brought to you by the law offices of Jacob Emrani.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mase. If you or a friend or loved one is injured in an accident, the first person you should call is my friend Jacob. When I did this, Jacob was great. He helped me by talking through the next steps, which really put my mind at ease. When you're injured in an accident, you got to have an expert. That's why you call Jacob, just like I did. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Culture Pop Podcast. I'm Steve Mason, along with 𝐒𝐢𝐞𝐦𝐬. This is the show where we talk about everything happening in the world of pop culture, and we talk about everything that's happening to 𝐒𝐢𝐞𝐬𝐬 in her life. How you doing, Sue?
I'm good.
Yeah? Anything new?
Yeah.
You got your, now you're sort of split. You're like, you're a Jew, Tom's a Christian, but you put up a tree, right?
No.
Oh, you don't put up a tree?
No, we have in the past, but no, we haven't put up a tree. And if we do a tree, it's one of those like little mini ones.
That's what we do. We do like, we call it a Charlie Brown tree, where you put the star on top and then it leans over a little bit like that. That's what we go for.
But I do light a menorah.
Oh, of course. When does Hanukkah start?
I don't even know when it starts this year.
You're very observant, obviously.
All I know is that when it's happening, I'm lighting a menorah.
8 crazy nights. So we decided in advance, and by the way, Wendy Liebman is going to join us. Terrific stand-up comic. She will join us coming up on the show. In the meantime, we decided we'd talk about a couple of things that we've seen. And one of them is a movie called Hamnet. This is directed by 𝐒𝐢𝐬𝐲. It stars Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal. It is the story of William Shakespeare and his wife and the loss of their son. Sue, I'm going to let you go first. What did you think of Hamnet?
It's my favorite movie this year.
Really?
It was so beautifully done. You don't really see a lot of stuff about Shakespeare. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how realistic a lot of it was, but the performances were incredible. Jessie Buckley, the way they shot her, I mean, a lot of close-ups with her, and a lot of moments that were very quiet where she's not saying anything. It's just her expression. She's definitely going to be nominated for an Academy Award. I mean, she was...
Probably going to win.
She was phenomenal. And not only she was phenomenal, and Paul Mescal is always great, but the kids. So, 𝐒𝐢𝐞𝐬𝐲, is that how you pronounce his last name?
I'm going to go with that, sure.
𝐿𝐻𝐿 or 𝐿𝐻𝐿. So he played their son at a young age, and he was so expressive. And my favorite scene in the movie was when Shakespeare leaves to go to London for the first time, and he's saying goodbye to the family, and the son is the last one to kind of like linger, like he doesn't want him to leave. And he says goodbye, and he's kind of like, Paul Mescal is kind of like walking like around the house, and the little kid is just kind of like peeks out, and like he doesn't want to stop saying goodbye. They both don't want to stop saying goodbye to one another. And it was so sweet. And I wonder if it was something that was directed that way, or they just were having this fun little moment where they just couldn't stop saying goodbye.
Right.
But it was so poignant and fun, and the relationship between a father and a son, he was wonderful. And the fact that they cast his brother as Hamlet in the play, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. So, Sue, I did not like the movie.
Really?
I didn't like. I thought it was beautifully
I'm shocked
shot.
you didn't like it.
Beautifully shot, 𝐒𝐢𝐲𝐲. I mean, lots of natural light, and it gives it that really vivid look. You mentioned all the silence. See, all the silence for me made the story feel like it was moving at a glacial pace. I mean, I thought it was beautiful but slow. Weirdly, and I don't think I'm the only person that felt this. It's kind of emotionally chilly. Like I never really connected to it. And I thought some of the stuff, it's so moody. It is, the third act is great. I love the scene where they're performing the play. That's very, very cool, where they're doing Hamlet. But I got to be honest with you. I feel like it was just one note, and that note was grief. It was just grief. Long, slow scene, staring into the distance, not plot driven at all. I think it was relentlessly about grief, and it's somber, and every scene is about loss and mourning, and I thought it was really tough to watch.
Well, I mean, the beginning of it to me was very playful. I mean, their introduction to one another was really sweet and playful. And I think the kids, especially the little boy, he really saved the film for me because he was such a bright spot, and his performance was just, it was so, I don't know. It was just, it sounds crazy to say it was so real, because a good actor makes you believe that. But to see a child be so in tune to who he was, and so in tune with this character, I thought it was very moving and very engaging. So, I'm kind of surprised you didn't like it as much.
And by the way, so my review is not a good one. That doesn't mean you shouldn't see it. I always wonder, like, so I never read the reviews beforehand. I knew Hamnet was supposed to be a really big Oscar movie this year, and I'd heard a lot about it. But I never read reviews. So I go to the movie, and I'm like, didn't work for me. I go home, I read Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, maybe there's something wrong with me. Why am I part of the 14% of critics who don't like this movie? And sometimes it's about mood, it's about headspace, it's about how you're feeling, were you busy that day, all that kind of stuff I think plays into it. But my first take on the movie was I just didn't like it. Yeah. So it's not very often that happens.
No, because I mean, sometimes you don't like movies that you like movies that I don't like.
Correct.
And I am like surprised, and now it's gotten to the point where I'm not even surprised. Like,
that's why I didn't want to go back and forth beforehand and tip each other off.
I know, like there are sometimes I'll say to Tom, I cannot believe that Steve liked this. or like we'll be watching something and he'll know in advance that you liked it, and he'll look at me like, really? He liked this?
Yep. All right. So on that note, this is what Juan says to me. I can't believe what Sue made you watch. He said that.
Really?
Yeah, Death by Lightning on Netflix.
Because Tom says that about you when I'm watching something. He's like, because I'll say to him, I have to watch this. I'm not really crazy about it. Steve wants to talk about it, so I have to watch it. And sometimes he's in for the duration, and he's on his phone, you know, or if he's going to leave the room, he says, you don't have to pause it.
You don't have to pause it. Exactly. Oh, that's so funny. Well, I did watch Death by Lightning.
And you didn't like it?
Juan did not. I loved it.
I loved it.
I don't watch period stuff very often. I don't like historical drama kind of stuff necessarily. But you convinced me to watch it. It's the story of President James Garfield and his assassin, Charles 𝐒𝐤. It stars Michael Shannon as Garfield, Michael McFadden as 𝐒𝐤, Nick Offerman as Chester A. Arthur, who would assume the presidency. Betty Gilpin is great as Garfield's wife. I loved it. I love this series.
It was so moving. And I love when I watch something about somebody who, he was a president. I knew nothing about him.
Yeah, nothing.
Knew he was assassinated, didn't know how long he was the president, didn't know that he didn't want to be president, so I didn't know like a lot of the stuff, knew nothing, the story about the assassin. And I just thought it was done so well. Shot great script, casting was great. Shea Whigham, I mean, evil characters.
Yes.
And even 𝐒𝐤, you look at McFadden's character, he's such an interesting character because you get these people that or have this like bad seed in them, you know?
Yeah.
But there's something smart. I mean, I think he was a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And how he, I mean, he was kind of a sleaze the way he tried to, manipulate and move his way into this world. But
Yes.
if he kind of like, there was like a borderline where if he had only like changed like a switch, like a little bit of a switch, he could have been a significant person in a positive way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Instead, he became, I mean, I thought about it in the context of other political assassins over the years. You know, like he was a fanatic and he slowly, this is Matthew McFadden's character, McFadden's character. He just slowly becomes unglued the further you get into this thing. And you realize that Garfield comes along at a time where there is a lot of post-Civil War corruption, and he wants to clean that up. And you get this fanatic, and you often do when you're, in that role as a reformer, you get this fanatic. In this case, felt like he was friends with the vice president, and so took out the president. And one of the things about Death by Lightning is how close you could get to the president. I mean, like the proximity is and you could just walk right up to him. 𝐒𝐤𝐽 was talking to the vice president, talking to the president. It was amazing.
I know. I mean, even the initial meeting when people were like waiting in another room to have a one-on-one with the president to kind of give them thoughts and ideas and like pitching basically stuff about what was going on in the world and about government. I mean, it was crazy if it really was like that.
Right. If it really was. And we assume there's some liberties taken. But I will say, and I don't think I mentioned this, or maybe I did. I don't know. Because we're doing a retake. So professional on my part. So the name of the show is Death by Lightning. And one of the things that happens is they ask him about, proximity and the dangers of an assassination. And he says, you can't prevent it. It's like death by lightning. And that's where the title of the show comes from.
Yeah.
That may be in there twice in the show.
Do you know, I just have to say, I did a stand-up gig one night.
Yep.
And I think I smoked a little pot before.
Okay.
And my girlfriend came with me, and I repeated a joke during my set. Had no idea, and they didn't laugh the second time.
No, they didn't. It's never as good the second time.
Like what? And then when I got off stage, she was laughing hysterically because I repeated myself, and I had no idea.
Speaking of being repetitive, so I always during the holidays I get a bunch of Starbucks gift cards, and I hand them out to the people I know around the office and whatnot. And I went through the office today, and I handed out gift cards to the people I didn't think I already handed them out to, and my friend Jason says to me, this is the third time you've offered me a Starbucks gift card.
Did he take it every time?
No, he didn't. He took two and then said, "That's enough. I've had enough gift cards." So,
well, if you're doing like a Hanukkah thing,
you're right. 8 crazy nights. All right, last one we're going to do. Is this one that Tom sat through or not?
We both sat through.
Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
Being Eddie, streaming on Netflix, a new documentary about the legendary Eddie Murphy. Now you said you sat through it. Did you not like the movie? Or the documentary?
Yeah, it was a
movie. Yeah, documentary.
No.
Really?
I really did not like the documentary because I felt that I didn't really learn about Eddie Murphy. I felt like he was very guarded.
Mm-hmm.
I know Eddie, but I know him when he was a much younger man before he became super famous. And I just felt like it was a Hollywood Reporter writer. It was just so perfect what they said. They thought it was just a lot of real estate porn.
Real estate porn.
His house,
Oh, his house is pretty spectacular. Yeah.
it's pretty spectacular, but it was like, it seemed in some ways an infomercial for his house. It didn't feel like, I mean, I just didn't feel anything. I just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
feel, it was thin on, on who he was. I mean, there wasn't anything about his life. I mean, even when he talked about his brother dying, I just didn't feel like he was engaged in really any emotional way. And there are things that I know about Eddie, and it kind of upset me because he didn't expose himself.
Right. I agree
know,
with that
like-
100%. I'm
like,
with you.
Like even when they talked about him getting this Saturday Night Live gig, he was not the original choice for Saturday Night Live. There was a guy named Charlie Barnett,
Yeah.
who was
yeah.
another black comedian who was a street comedian
Mhm.
who got into the clubs. And I think he got hired because when he was in rehearsal, they couldn't keep him because he was illiterate. He couldn't read the cue cards.
Right.
So Eddie was the second choice.
Mhm.
And now some people may say, well, why would he bring that up? And it's like, well, why wouldn't he bring it up? I mean, he wasn't the original guy. And then he ended up getting this like amazing opportunity.
Right.
He didn't pass at the Improv when no one said no to Eddie, you know?
Right. Right.
And that was the iconic club that every comedian wanted to be on that stage because of who came before us, you
Right.
know, prior, who he
Sure. Wait a minute. So you're saying he never played at the Improv?
he auditioned twice and didn't pass.
Didn't get in. Wow.
Mm-mm. And it really, really affected him. He was
Yeah,
very
I bet.
upset about it.
I bet.
And so, I mean, so there were just certain things, the opportunities where he could have let us in a little bit. And
Yeah.
I feel like it was, what's the name of the documentary? Being Eddie Murphy?
Being Eddie. Yeah.
Being Eddie. And someone wrote Playing Eddie.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of, I mean, look, he's charming. He's so
Yeah.
charming. And you can't take away the talent that he is, you know?
But you know what I love, Sue? This is what I liked about the documentary. And I agree with you. Guarded, clearly, you know, I'm sure had final cut of the whole thing. It was Eddie's movie. But it does do a good job of laying out exactly how groundbreaking he was in the world. I mean, he saved Saturday Night Live. I mean, it was after the original cast saved him. 19 years old, which is crazy. The stand-up movies, Delirious, Red Leather Suit, Raw, highest grossing stand-up movie of all time. And those movies were right in the heart of, like, I was in high school when 48 Hours came out. And in high school when Trading Places and Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. And I never thought of him as, he was really the first black global superstar. Before Denzel, before Will Smith, before Samuel L. Jackson. I never really thought of it that way until I saw the documentary. I was surprised they mentioned that they didn't really mention that he stormed out of the Oscars, but he did storm out of the Oscars. When he was nominated for Dreamgirls, thought he was going to win, had won the Golden Globe. He says he was upset that they made him get dressed up for the show, and then he didn't win. And lost to Alan Arkin for Little Miss Sunshine. He did leave the ceremony early. I think they did say that in the doc, but I heard that was a much bigger thing, and a lot of people think he lost the Oscar because of that stupid movie Norbit, and I 100% believe it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I mean, look, it definitely was a great catalog of his career and his character work.
Yep.
I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, there's no doubt that this guy is not a superstar and an amazing talent. There's no doubt. I just, after you watch documentaries like Charlie Sheen,
Sure, where they just open up.
They just, they let you in.
Yeah.
And I just felt like he kind of he slept through it.
Yeah, you know what one of my notes is, it's a well-curated look at Eddie Murphy's career.
Yeah.
Which is right. It's just you
Yeah.
don't get a lot of Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, when I watch a documentary about somebody, I want to know. You
Right.
know, I mean, and everyone who talked about him, I like documentaries where maybe some people don't have the greatest things to say about him,
Sure.
a person, like Hunter S. Thompson. The documentary about him was I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
It is phenomenal. It is so great. And it's great for so many other reasons. I mean, I
Right.
don't think that you would take someone like Eddie Murphy and be as creative with the footage
Mhm.
as you did with Hunter S. Thompson, because his mind was just, he was just so out there,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it really lent itself to that. But yeah, and it was disappointing. Because I really don't know a lot about Eddie Murphy. And maybe there
No.
really isn't a ton to tell.
To tell.
But
Right. Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say if you're a fan of Eddie Murphy, you will appreciate this. You will just not understand who Eddie Murphy is. You'll know his career, but you won't know him personally. Which is, I think, what great documentaries do, is you walk away and you feel like, well, I kind of know that person. I kind of know something different about their life that I didn't know before.
Right.
It kind of, maybe the documentary is more of an IMDb page.
Yeah, yeah. And and I know that Stiller and Mira, it was Ben and his sister who did the documentary. But I mean,
Have you seen it?
Yes. Did you see it?
No, not yet.
It's really great.
Is it good?
It's
Yeah.
so revealing.
Yeah.
And, it's like, wow. I mean, Ben Stiller, he went there.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah, it's definitely
his
on my
parents
list.
did too. His parents did too, in interviews, throughout their life. But that was like, wow, I really learned a hell of a lot about these guys.
All
you
right,
know?
so there's the flip side. You learn a lot. You don't learn
Right.
much from Eddie. And Hamnet is a jump ball. Definitely watch Death by Lightning, even though Juan wouldn't watch it with me. Hey, don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment or a review or a show idea. If you're listening on Apple, on Spotify, subscribe to the show. Big points if you leave us a 5-star rating and a good review. And if you got a friend that would love this show, well, tell them about it. We're always looking for more viewers and more listeners. And our guest today is a stand-up comic who has had comedy specials on HBO and Comedy Central and Showtime. She appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, also appeared with David Letterman. She is just plain one of the funniest people on the planet. Wendy Liebman joins us. Wendy, thanks so much for doing this. Thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm happy
And we
to be
appreciate
here.
all the patience. We had all kinds of technical stuff going. I'm glad we got that worked. Sue, you were hearing something in your ear. We never know what is going on here technically. Sometimes we get it right and sometimes we screw it up. So thank you for being patient.
You're so welcome. I watched the pilot episode of The Jetsons recently. Don't ask. And in the pilot, they had all this trouble with their robot. And the robot was like slinging toast and it was just making a mess. And I thought, okay, even in the future, the robots, it's still going to be a problem.
Yes, still going to be a problem.
Well, it's like Waymo cars now.
I have not been in one.
They're going rogue.
Have you been in a Waymo?
I was in a Waymo, but just recently they've been like cutting off cars, or they didn't stop when a school bus had their blinking tail lights
really?
going.
Oh, no.
So they all have to be reprogrammed.
Google's got to fix that. Yeah.
I
Wendy,
saw one yesterday and I thought, this is so strange. And yet I can't wait to have my own driverless car and a self-loading dishwasher. Those are the two things that I'm waiting for.
Those are two good ones. So you will not remember this. Or maybe you'll remember this. So I got called in by Merv Griffin to do a test for men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And it was you, me, a guy named
Mario
Charles
Lopez.
Perez. Was it Mario Lopez and Wendy Walsh, I think was the other person. Now, what do you remember from that experience?
I remember telling a joke, like making or responding to something with something funny and them dying laughing. And the joke had something to do with classic Coke. And that's all I remember. And I remember meeting Merv, and I remember his right-hand woman who booked us was just, she was so happy.
Yeah.
with
I
how it
remember walking
went.
down a really long hallway with Merv, and there were pictures of him with different celebrities from his talk show days. So he would ask me, "Who's that?" And I would say, "That's Lola Falana." "Who's that?" "That's Sammy Davis Jr." He was like quizzing me to
Testing
see
you.
how much I knew. And of course, I grew up watching Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas and all those afternoon shows. So it was such a thrill to be there and to be part of that. I don't think the show ever happened, did it?
I hope it didn't, because they never called me back.
Yeah, I hope so also, because I missed that bus.
Oh, I did the second version of it.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
men are from
But-
Pluto and women are from
He's
Jupiter.
very funny, Merv Griffin. I did a pilot with him with Tom Green. It was actually Tom Green's pilot, and Merv Griffin was in a couple of scenes, and he was hilarious. Was he funny? I mean, or do you not remember?
I remember him. You know how they do the Pillsbury Doughboy? They put the finger. He was doing that. He was like pointing at I was the Pillsbury Doughboy. He was very, very funny, very charming. I remember him really well. It was a really cool experience at his fancy hotel there in Beverly Hills.
It
Although,
really was.
like you, never got the call.
I mean, my whole, the 90s are a big blur. I probably just needed better glasses, but I feel like so much happened to me then in the 90s. Like, I got to open for Ray Charles and
Oh, wow.
Dan Fogelberg on a boat for the Indianapolis Colts. And I mean, my life was insane back then. And
Wow.
I can't believe that was my life. Do you ever feel like that?
I do.
Like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was that?
Oh,
Sue,
yeah.
do you feel it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think of some of the people that I work with during my career. I mean, I spent a week with Rosemary Clooney. I did it was a Friars Club show with Milton Berle. And I did Bob Hope's Young Comedian special. So I hung out
Right.
with him and Phyllis Diller. We went to his house and hung out. And he had a par 3 hole on his property in Toluca Lake. And I brought one of my golf clubs, and me and what's his name? From
From help us out.
I know. It's like
This is
Yeah.
where we are in life. Give me
Yeah.
more clues.
Yeah.
I
One
know,
more clue.
I know.
$10,000
One more clue.
pyramid.
He was a dad on a TV show in the 90s. He's passed away.
Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke.
Oh, what a
Alan
pull.
Thicke. Alan Thicke. We were hitting golf balls. Yeah. So, times like that, it's like, oh my God, like
I know.
just amazing.
I got to open for Bob Hope once in Indianapolis. I was also on the Bob Hope special. I once went to Phyllis Diller's house for a Christmas party.
I've been
And
there.
at the beginning, she said, "Don't use this bathroom because the handle is broken and somebody's going to get locked in and we'll have to call the fire department." And of course, like an hour later, somebody got locked in and we had to call the fire department. And it was Phyllis.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, she was she was a big fan of stand-up. And she used to host these women comedian and comedy writer lunches that I used to go to because she was very good friends with Henriette Mantel. So
Oh, yeah.
Henriette got this whole group of people together. So the first time I went to her house, on the back of one of her bathroom doors, she had it was like a shoe caddy, but she had like pairs of glasses in each one. And they were regular glasses. So the next time I went there, I bought her like joke glasses, like giant joke glasses.
So cute.
Yeah, anyway, but she was a hoot.
Yeah, I mean the '90s were I loved the '90s. That was when I was doing the Tom Snyder show, interviewing somebody different every single. I see people on television now on shows pop up or in movies. I'm like, God, I sat with that. I did an interview with that. It's like crazy when life sort of flashes by you that way. So I wanted to ask you, Wendy, as one of the foremost stand-up comics in the world,
Well,
one of the best, one of
the
best
oldest.
for a very long time, one of the best.
Thank
So
you.
you studied psychology when you were in school, if I'm right, yeah?
I did. Yes.
Did that play any role in your comedy? Did you see things through that lens at all?
Well, I don't know how to answer that except to say that when I decided instead of becoming a therapist, because I worked at Mass Mental Hospital and I felt it was too overwhelming. And I found this course catalog in the mail. I took the wrong mail in from the wrong apartment and I found this course catalog and it was an adult ed class called How to Be a Stand-Up Comedian. When I saw that, it was like bells and buzzers went off.
Wow.
And I thought I would rather make 100 people laugh than one person cry. And it just felt very natural. So but I think being the desire to want to make people feel better, I still have that. And I love if my audiences feel a little bit lighter when they leave. That's my goal.
That's very nice.
So
Yeah.
like when you were a kid, like were there comedians that, because it seems like it came to you much later in life that you wanted to be a stand-up, but when you were growing up, were there stand-ups that you watched that you were like, oh, this is really cool?
So that's such a great question, Sue, because we were talking about Merv Griffin, and it was either Merv or Mike Douglas. I was watching Phyllis Diller on the show, and she said, you just have to make people laugh, and just when they think they're done laughing, you have to hit them again. And I remember thinking, I know what you mean, lady. Like, so even though I was like 14 or something, I got that sensibility. And I was always theatrical. I was always in the plays.
Theater kids.
Yeah, but not necessarily funny. Although I do remember when I was like 5 or 6 in the basement, we would put on little skits for the neighborhood kids, my sister and our friend Emily. And I remember playing this Jewish mother. I even have a picture of it somewhere where I'm just like taunting this woman, this little girl with the Jewish mother accent. And I felt ebullient. Is that a good word?
Sure, ebullient.
I was joyous making people laugh and feeling giddy myself. And then we used to watch Lily Tomlin on Laugh-In, and then her albums, which I'll talk about. And I would do Edith Ann and Ernestine, the operator, for my father and make him laugh. And there was nothing that made me happier than making my father laugh. That still pertains. I still love hearing him laugh.
So you brought up comedy albums. Patton Oswalt has been doing the talk show circuit. He's coming out with an album, a comedy album. And you don't really see those anymore. You know, growing up, there were always comedy albums in my house. Do you think, and I want to know other albums that you may have listened to as a kid, do you think that comedy albums can make a comeback?
I mean, just the vinyl itself, or just having something on audio?
On vinyl. I mean, comedy albums like what we grew up with. Is that something that you think, because it is an album, I'm almost positive that he's doing.
Well, I think it's kind of niche. I think you have to have a Victrola to
vinyl records.
Yeah.
Don't happen a lot anymore.
Well, vinyl is definitely making a comeback, definitely, because it's kind of become like a hip thing to have these days.
It's a hipstery thing, yeah.
It's retro. It's retro.
It totally is. But, you know, like they still have like Vinyl Day, where record stores like have these, you know, big events. I just went to a campground, and I stayed on a vineyard. These people that own vineyards, they do this thing called Harvest Host. So it's called Vinyl Vineyards, and it's all related to music. So like you go and do a wine tasting, and there's a there's a record player. She had a shelves of albums, and you get to pick the soundtrack of your wine tasting. And then they rent Airstreams, and each Airstream is dedicated to a different musical artist. So I went in one of them, and it was the Johnny Cash Airstream. There's a record player in there.
Wow.
And all they can play on the record player is Johnny Cash music. But I think it's kind of cool.
It is cool.
You know?
I don't know that it's sort of like my friends who are like big NPR listeners. They like to talk about having vinyl. Vinyl's better. I don't know. Is vinyl better than digital?
Well,
I think the sound is better.
Mine are all warped. At this
Yeah.
point.
Wendy, what was your first 45 you ever bought?
I'm pretty sure it was Archie Sugar. You know, the original.
Yeah.
What is it called? Bubble gum pop.
Yeah, bubblegum pop. Sure. So what about you? What was your first 45?
You know, I don't know the first 45 that I bought because I'm the youngest of 5 and my oldest brother is 11 years older than me. So we had so many 45s, but, you know, I don't know, like Otis Redding, maybe?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was Elton John.
Really?
Ironically. Yeah.
Your
Elton
song?
John, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. His version of it was my first 45.
Wow. I remember my first vinyl too. It was a double album, and my sister and I begged my mother to buy Glenn Campbell. And I think we listened to it once.
Oh, wow.
It was $8. And we had to have it. I don't know why.
Why did you only listen to it once if you had to have it?
We listened to it, and that was it.
That was it.
That was it. But
Heard it
then,
once, heard it all.
But then I collected many albums, Carly Simon and
Sure.
The Who.
So my first album was The Long Run by the Eagles. That's the first vinyl record I bought.
Oh, wow.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of Van Morrison. I shared a room with my sister, so it was record player and then 8-track. So
Right.
it was a combo. It had an 8-track and it had a turntable.
I remember my first 8-track was Styx. It was a Styx album, Grand Illusion. I don't know whatever happened to Styx.
They're still around.
Are they really?
I think
They're probably playing like at Morongo or
right.
Agua Caliente or one of those places out there. I drove by a billboard. I was out to see my mom last week. Drove by a billboard. The Four Tops and the Spinners are still doing concerts. I'm like, really? The Four Tops are still out there doing
But
shows?
they're not the original guy.
Yeah,
Well, wait a minute. My mom and Leo saw Paul Anka. It was the real Paul Anka.
It was
They saw Johnny Mathis. It was the actual Johnny Mathis.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I assume there must be at least one original top.
When they're solo artists, they're the original guy.
There's not a
Or
replacement.
then it's like a tribute. That's like a tribute thing. Yeah, because I saw Chicago, and I don't think there was any original
Nobody
guys.
left. Nobody
No.
left. It's like
No.
Last Man Standing.
I recently went to, I'm thinking Chicago. I'm thinking Doobie Brothers. Because I went to the funeral of 𝐒𝐿𝐲 from
yeah.
the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Oh,
and I guess one of his favorite performers was Michael McDonald
No.
from the Doobie Brothers. And he came and he performed.
Wow.
He sang a song I'd never heard of, but it was like appropriate for the memorial.
That's very cool.
But
Very
I'm
cool.
sorry, I hijacked the conversation.
Oh, no. We're all
It's your
hijacking each
interview.
other's
It's your
conversation.
interview.
Yeah, it's your show.
Okay. All right.
So I did a Q&A with your husband.
You did?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
When?
When the movie The Boys came out, the documentary that your husband made, which is a wonderful documentary about his dad and uncle, the Sherman brothers. It was at my theaters out in Palm Springs. terrific. And by the way, I love the movie too. I love the history of it. Were you
I
there?
think I was. No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was
But
in Palm Springs. I
remember,
had movie theaters out there. Yeah.
Yes, I remember him going there. And oh, that's so exciting. Do you live out there?
No, I used to own theaters out there. My mom lives out there now.
Okay, because I've been there twice in the last month and a half.
I love it out there.
For shows. I worked Marvin's Magic Theater.
Oh, nice.
And in 𝐿𝐼𝐞𝐬𝐧. And then I did a private benefit. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it really is nice. Really is nice. So has your husband ever turned a phrase like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
So my husband's father and uncle wrote a lot of the music for Disney in the 60s, and including Mary Poppins and Jungle Book and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which isn't Disney, but they wrote the song It's a Small World and Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. And, just so you've heard a lot of the music, but you might not know who they are. So that's why my husband and his cousin made this documentary to just what's the word? Not dignify.
To pay tribute
but
to?
Yes, to pay tribute to their fathers. And they did like 100 interviews, everybody from Kenny Loggins, who collaborated with them, and the
Wait a minute.
songwriter.
Alan Thicke.
No.
No, not this one.
No, the song Stephen Schwartz.
Oh, sure. Stephen
Yes.
Schwartz.
And so they, and Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke.
Amazing.
Starred in their movies. So, it's a beautiful movie. I'm in it for 8 seconds. But I spoke on behalf of the mom, who was a real supporter of the Sherman brothers. And the conceit of the movie is that the brothers didn't really get along with each other, but they wrote Ribbity Rabbity Run, and my husband inspired the song Spoonful of Sugar. But what's interesting is my husband, he's a writer himself and a composer, and but he lives in his dad's shadow a lot. So, but he wrote on a sitcom called Boy Meets World, and he's still really involved with those kids, and they're not kids, they're adults now. But yeah, I met my husband because he was hired to write a sitcom for me, and the sitcom never went anywhere, but we've been married 22 years and together for 25.
So it all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out.
I watched Mary Poppins for the first time a couple of years ago when a movie called Saving Mr. Banks came out. Do you know the movie Saving Mr. Banks?
Yes, of course.
So I hadn't seen it before. And I watched Mary Poppins, then I went to see Saving Mr. Banks, and they get to that last song, the Feed the Birds song. And I mean, I'm just like a puddle. I'm just like so emotional. And I've read that it was Walt Disney's favorite song was Feed the Birds.
It was. He would say, come play that for me in his office. And my uncle would play it.
That's so cool.
My uncle-in-law. And Let's Go Fly a Kite was inspired by the Sherman brothers' father, Al Sherman, who also wrote a lot of music. He wrote music for Eddie Cantor. And he wrote Tomatoes Are Cheaper, Potatoes Are Cheaper. He wrote You've Got to Be a Football Hero and Lucky Lindy. He wrote a lot of music too. And his favorite thing to do with his grandchildren was fly kites. And he would make them with his grandchildren. And so that inspired the Let's Go Fly a Kite song.
That's very cool.
At the end.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I've seen on Facebook, I think you've posted pictures of you with Dick Van Dyke. I mean, I know that Jeff, has he had a relationship with Dick Van Dyke ever since he's a little kid?
So, no, they know each other.
Okay.
And, but what's funny about that, Sue, is that Dick Van Dyke is my hall pass. Like he's
really?
Yes. Because I loved Dick Van Dyke growing up. And when I met him, he knew my comedy and he said, "You're so funny."
Aww.
And I I know he's 100 or almost 100.
Almost,
but I told my husband, I said, he is my hall pass. If he ever wants me, goodbye.
Yeah, very nice. So I thought we'd do something. We kind of planned something a little bit in advance. Variety put out a list of the 100 funniest movies of all time. And we, to get ready for this, each put together ours. I wanted to get your quick reaction on their top 10. So I'm going to give you the movie. You tell me if you think it belongs in the top 10 of the funniest movies of all time.
Just yes or no?
Just yes or no. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. The Naked Gun is their number one movie.
I don't know if it's one, but it belongs up there.
Definitely
it
not
absolutely
one.
belongs.
Definitely
not
not
one,
one.
but it definitely belongs for sure. Some Like It Hot is number 2.
Well, I loved the play, the musical that Sue and I went to see.
Yeah, it's a great musical. I had fun at that too.
So good.
It could be in the top 10. No?
For me, no.
It's not like laugh out loud. It's got funny moments, but
Right.
Annie Hall is number 3.
Absolutely.
Well, I preferred Sleeper if we're going to go with Woody Allen in terms of
Yeah.
laughs.
Does have a lot of laughs.
I mean, I loved Annie Hall, but in terms of laughter, Sleeper did it for me.
This one is eclectic. It's amazing. I don't know if it's funny. The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay.
Definitely check it out.
Okay.
Waiting for Guffman is number 5.
I think it's one of the funniest movies.
Absolutely one of the funniest.
It's so funny. And so is Best in Show. I mean, I just love all of Christopher Guest's movies.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah.
But Spinal Tap should be up there too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Monty Python and the Holy Grail actually is one of my 5 funniest movies of all time.
one of my
I love
5
that thing.
too.
I've seen it so many times.
Mhm.
Duck Soup, just to represent the Marx Brothers.
Hysterical.
Fargo, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, but I don't consider it to be like a laugh-out-loud comedy funny kind of movie, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
I agree.
Mhm.
Young Frankenstein. I mean, there's got to be a Mel
Absolutely.
Brooks movie in there, right? And Groundhog Day is their number 10.
So
Which is-
Groundhog Day is one of my favorite movies at all. Of all.
Really?
Yes, because I remember watching it being so just moved by the message, which was that you have as many chances in life to change yourself as days that you have. And so I don't know if it's like hilarious like that, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now we put together our list, our individual list for the funniest movies of all
Okay.
time. So how do we do this? Let's start with our number 5s, and we'll go through our number 5s. So we'll see if we have overlap. It sounds like Sue and I may have one in common. Number 5 for you, Wendy Liebman.
A New Leaf.
I don't
It's
think I
not
know
even
it.
on the list of all of them. It's with Walter Matthau and Elaine May.
Wow.
And it is yeah, you got to see that one.
A
Well,
New
I
Leaf.
don't know
A
it.
New Leaf. It's about he was rich, but he lost all his money. And now he has to find a rich person to marry before a certain time. And he finds this scientist, this nerdy scientist. And then he ends up falling in love with her anyways, even though he
Yes.
was just using her. But yes, watch that. I loved that movie.
Yeah. Sue, what about you? Number 5.
Defending Your Life. Albert
Oh,
Brooks.
interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Very
Another
funny
one of
movie.
his was on the list.
Lost in
Yes.
America, probably,
Lost in
right?
America.
Lost in
Yeah.
America is a funny movie. Mine is Mean Girls. Number 5, Mean Girls. Rachel McAdams, Regina George, the meanest of the
okay.
mean. Amanda Seyfried, total airhead in that thing, and she's always trying to make fetch happen. You're not going to make fetch happen is the line. If I'm on cable and I happen to be flipping around, I will always watch all of Mean Girls.
I have to write that down.
Oh, it's a fun one. It really is. Rachel McAdams, Lindsay Lohan is great in that movie. Terrific. All right, your number 4, Wendy Liebman.
My number 4 is Airplane.
Oh,
Ah,
yes.
I
Right.
couldn't believe
Hilarious.
that wasn't on the list.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
almost like it should be Airplane instead of Naked Gun.
Right.
Because I think Airplane invented the comedy that Naked Gun went on to use, right?
Yeah, it was so unique. I mean, it was sort of like Kentucky Fried Movie,
Yes.
and
Just so silly. Just like the funniest silly movie.
Yes.
I love silly.
Me too. Sue, number 4.
Monty Python, Holy Grail.
Same
My
for
number
me.
4.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Again, I think it's the silliness that I love.
Yes.
The whole the knight and the he gets his I'll edge you to death, he says, because he's lost his arms, he's lost his legs. He's so damn funny.
It's just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh, only a flesh wound. Exactly. All right, number 3 for you, Wendy.
Number 3 is Elf, which wasn't
very
on
nice.
which wasn't on the list either. Yeah, I just love to laugh.
Yes.
And yeah, and I think Will Ferrell is so funny.
He's amazing. He is amazing.
I know people who don't like watching grown men act like idiots, but I think, yeah, I love that.
As a grown
movie.
man who acts like an idiot, I love it.
Oh, and Bob Newhart was so great.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Bob Newhart. I forgot about him. Yeah, this is the season for Elf. Sue, what's your number 3?
Lost in America.
So good.
That movie, pound for pound, made me laugh. He
Got
was
many
so,
laughs.
And Gary Marshall is with the Las Vegas gambling. When he says to him, he wants everybody, when after she lost all the money and he's trying to plead to get the money back, and he looks at him and he says, it's Las Vegas gambling. I mean, it's like,
And Albert Brooks keeps saying, no, you're the casino that gives the money back.
The Desert Inn has heart. The Desert Inn. He uses his advertising skills to try to get him to overturn it. Oh my God, he's hilarious.
And then him as a crossing guard, so damn
Yes.
funny. Yeah,
Right.
I don't remember that.
And wait, the Wiener Schnitzel, where she worked, and the guy was in the trailer, the young kid who was her
Oh, yeah.
manager. Oh my God! All right,
I've got Best in Show at number 3. I love the movie. Again, Christopher Guest should have a movie represented, I think. I'm glad he has one in the top 10, according to Variety. But Best in Show, the cast is amazing. The Parker Posey and the yellow bumblebee scene. I need a yellow bumblebee. That's not a bumblebee. That's not a bumblebee. Eugene Levy says, I've got 2 left feet. No, actually, I do have 2 left feet. Just genius level stuff. All right, number 2, Wendy.
Number 2 is This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
We saw This Is Spinal Tap 2,
I was going to ask, yeah.
which I liked. It's not as great as the original.
No.
But turning the volume up to 11, they should have turned it up to 12 in this one. The new one.
that's funny. I actually saw them perform live as Spinal Tap.
Really?
I saw them sing 2 songs once. Where did you see them?
Kenny Ober was a roadie for them for a period of time. So we got invited to see
That's
the
the
show.
greatest
It was
job.
somewhere in LA, and it was, of course, hilarious.
All right, you're number 2, Sue.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, Young Frankenstein's hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh God.
Madeline Kahn. Madeline Kahn, one of the
everybody in
funniest
that.
women to ever live.
Terry
She was
Garr.
so damn funny.
I think,
yeah.
did Terry Garr, did she win an Academy Award for
She was
that?
nominated for
She was not.
Tootsie, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tootsie is on that list, too.
Tootsie should be, yeah. My number 2 is What's Up, Doc, which I absolutely love. And again, it's because of Madeline Kahn. I am not a Eunice Burns. I am the Eunice Burns. He's got so many, and it's that old-fashioned, it's like Bringing Up Baby. It's like the scientist and the wild person, and they fall in love. It's like that great romantic comedy that the screwball comedies.
Then you'll love A New Leaf.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what New Leaf sounded like. It sounded like a screwball comedy. All right, Wendy, this is big. This is huge. Have you ever revealed this before? Your number 1 all-time funniest movie?
I don't think I have. And it is The Jerk.
Oh, the
I
jerk.
love Steve Martin, and I just, yeah, he just makes me laugh. That scene where he's gathering things from his house. I'm just going to take this chair. I'm going to mess up the line, but I'm
Right,
just,
right.
all I need is this chair. All I need is this chair and this book. And then he yeah. And,
I loved where he's got the note in the bathtub and it sort of gets blurred out. And so he's
Yes.
reading the note. It's so damn funny.
It's so silly as well when he leaves the gas station and he's still connected to the pump and the whole pump
Yes,
is
yes.
flying and just, that's my number one.
Sue, I ask you, have you ever revealed this ever in the history of the world, your number one all-time funniest movie?
I have not.
Wow.
And I'm thrilled to do it here.
Thank you.
Annie Hall.
Oh, it is Annie Hall.
It is Annie Hall.
Wow.
Dwayne in the car. I mean, how
Oh my God,
hysterical.
Dwayne in the car is unbelievable.
The parents living, under the roller coaster,
Yes.
Coney Island.
Yeah.
The split screen with the Jewish family and the Gentile family.
Yeah.
I mean,
Them talking to the critic online.
God. Oh, yeah, with Marshall McLuhan.
Marshall McLuhan, yeah.
I mean, it had a lot of poignancy in it.
It
as
does.
far as the evolution of a relationship, So there were moments that were kind of bittersweet, but oh God, the humor parts when they hit, boy, very potent.
For me, my number one, I've never
Wait,
revealed
did you
this.
ever reveal this? No?
I've never revealed this ever
It's a trifecta.
in the history of the world. It's Anchorman. I love the movie Anchorman. In fact, my dogs are named Ron and Veronica after Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone. I absolutely love the movie. And again, it's the silliness that I love.
I have to write that down.
It's like, have you never seen it?
I've seen it, but I know there are sequels and
Oh,
right?
yeah, no. I liked Anchorman too. A lot of people didn't. I liked it because I like Will Ferrell. I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. But I mean, there's stuff in there like, Brick. Where did you get a trident is what it was. And I like Carpet. I like Lamp. Brick, that's Steve Carell in there. He's so damn funny. So that's it. So our three, according to us, the three funniest movies of all time are Anchorman. What's yours? Annie Hall.
Annie Hall.
And
The Jerk.
The Jerk. There you have it. Those are the three to watch.
One, if I had a sixth one, I may have picked Bridesmaids.
Oh, Bridesmaids is great.
Because that movie was hilarious.
That wasn't even on the list, was it? Was it on the list?
I don't think so.
Was.
Anchorman was number 88. I've already written a sternly worded letter.
A lot of the movies I've never heard of. I've never heard of Playtime. I never heard of She Done Him Wrong. But I have to tell you that I also loved The Hangover. It made me laugh.
It's a
and
great
the
movie.
Brady Bunch movie. I just remember laughing. And
Henry Mantel, right?
Right. And there's a movie called Baps, which I just loved. And my husband makes fun of me constantly. But I think it also depends on how you're feeling when you watch the movie. Like
100%.
what kind of mood you're in.
Oh, absolutely. Like I was going through a really kind of dark period, like, I don't know, it was like 5 years ago. And I was with Kathy Ladman and her then husband, Tom. And I stayed at their house and we watched Defending Your Life.
Right.
That was a funny, funny movie. I mean, anything that Albert Brooks has ever done.
Brooks.
Mel Brooks too.
Mel Brooks too. Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, brilliant. Love those knockers. So let me say, I want to finish with something interesting. You performed on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, right?
I did.
Okay. I'm a huge Johnny Carson fan. I got to meet him once. I was just blown away by meeting Johnny Carson. What was it like getting ready for and performing on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson?
Well, the whole experience is surreal. I get nervous thinking about it. 35 years later. It was May 10th, 1991. And I remember I had been doing comedy for 6 years, and Jim McCauley, who was the booker, saw me and said, "Why haven't we seen you before?" But it was the first time I was in LA, and he would have no knowledge of me because I started in Boston. So I did it. The whole thing was like a holograph. Johnny Carson was like a holograph, and I got to meet them, Johnny and Ed McMahon, because he went like this. He gave me the okay sign, but didn't invite me to the couch. And also he gave me the sign, but the audience saw it, but the home viewers didn't see it. So I was so disappointed. And so he and Ed McMahon came to my dressing room afterwards. I remember them both being taller than life. And I felt like I transported myself into the next room. And my friends told me about the experience. It was that surreal. Funny you should bring this up, Steve. I was in Norfolk, Nebraska last weekend. And that is Johnny Carson's hometown.
Yeah.
And I got to go to the house where he grew up. And I posted pictures of the house where he grew up on my social media. I took a picture of the 2 windows overlooking the outside from his bedroom. And here's the thing, Eddie Brill, who booked me at this gig, he made the arrangements for us to go to the house. And I didn't think I would care that much. But when I stood in Johnny Carson's bedroom, I was overwhelmed with emotion, thinking this is where Johnny Carson grew up. He shared a tiny room with his brother. And yeah, there's a whole museum. The museum there in Norfolk has a whole wing dedicated to him. And it's just incredible.
That's very cool.
I am grateful beyond that I ever got to be on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, listen, this has been really fun.
Fun for me too.
Yeah.
I have to say your dogs are so well behaved.
Yeah, they really are. They are terrific.
Oh, if you met them in person, first of all, they're called Jindos. It's a breed from Korea where they rescued them from a meat market. And I'm not even making it up.
Wow.
And so they're traumatized dogs, and they're hunters, and it would be easier to train a carrot. They are impossible. They run our lives, basically. But I love them so much, and I feel very protective of them.
What are their names?
Gemma is the white one, and Jackson is the brown one. And Jackson's name, he came with that name because he always has a ball in his mouth. So they were thinking Jackson balls. And he always has to give you a ball. He's like the doggiest dog,
Yeah.
And Gemma's a little bit on the spectrum. She was kept in a crate, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But the good thing about dogs, and you know that you're taking care of them. So I don't know.
Yes.
And I never had.
Oh, here we go.
He heard dogs are great, and he jumped up.
He's the cutest thing.
He is
Little
so
Max.
cute.
Maxwell.
Yeah, little Maxwell.
And I never had a dog before I met my husband. That didn't come out right. I grew up with cats, but now that I'm
Dogs
with
are
my
the
husband,
best. They are the best.
Yeah.
Ed, do you have any gigs you want to talk about?
Once a month I open for Fritz Coleman, who was the weather guy.
I love Fritz Coleman. He's been on the show. He's like a wonderful guy.
Yeah, and I open for him once a month on Sunday afternoons at 3 at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood, and it's my favorite gig. So
Well, tell Fritz we say hello. He's a wonderful guy and really, really funny. And what a legendary career he's had, huh?
absolutely, yes. And
Wendy-
other than that, I'm doing a show tonight. So
Really?
yes,
Where you at?
in Santa Monica at the Crow, which is
Cool.
a lovely club near Bergamot Station.
Awesome.
So,
You're going to be over in my neighborhood.
thank you so much for having me on.
Wendy,
I had
thanks
a
so much for
great
doing
time.
it. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. There you have it, Wendy Liebman. That was fun. That was
A
fun.
lot of fun.
It tells people a lot about you, what you view as funny. Like those movies, all very funny, but they say something about you personally, right? Like Anchorman for me works in that way, partly because I've been in the business, I've been in the TV news business, been in the media business for a long time. So it works for me because I understand that world. For you, Annie Hall, I would imagine being a New Yorker played a role in that.
Being a New Yorker, being Jewish, has so much to do with it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I think just being a Woody Allen fan of his movies in general. I mean, I think that if I went to a movie theater somewhere in the Midwest, in a non-Jewish area, I don't think you would hear a lot of people laughing
You wouldn't
as
bring
much.
down the house, no.
No, definitely
Although
not.
the scene with the guy in the car, who was that? Was that Christopher Walken in the car?
Christopher Walken, Dwayne.
That will bring down any house. That
Yeah.
pan across to Woody Allen is so damn funny. Such a great movie. Such a great movie. Well, there you have it. There is your Culture Pop podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back soon. Sue, great seeing you. And we will see everybody on the next Culture Pop podcast.